And the Most High gave me a dream. And in this dream, there was a person um, who went to the church. They are very active in the church. And this church is either Catholic or a religion or a denomination that's really close to Catholic practices. But I know it wasn't a true Catholic church because the head priest was a woman, and I know in Catholic churches that doesn't fly, right? And so this person was going through some sort of legal issue, or there was some sort of dispute, and they were expecting the church to bear witness for them. Um, and whatever happened with whatever this dispute was about, it wasn't the first time that it occurred in the congregation. There was a woman that had not too long before went through the same issue, and was expecting the church, the priest, the pastor, the people that run the church to bear witness for her in some sort of like legal case, but they didn't back her. And in the dream, I was this person, and I was expecting the church to back me, and I was defending, the priests and the pastors, and I was defending them against other people, saying that they're going to back me and they're going to bear witness and they're going to give testimony, so that my name can be cleared of this thing. And so I went, like, as time went on in the day, I ended up going to sleep, and before I went to sleep, everything was fine. But then I woke up in a different room, and I was missing a diamond earring out my ear, and it was the first thing I noticed, and I couldn't understand how it could have came out of my sleep, because I knew that the back that kept the earring in place was very secure, like they never came off. And then I also realized I wasn't in the same room that I ended up in. And then I remembered what I was doing before I was asleep. So wherever I slept at, this was like it was like the church, but there was, like, in this church there was like a house or connected to or joined to the church, and I slept in this house, and in the same house, this is where the priest slept as well. And there's two priests. There's the head priest, and she's a female, and then there's the one underneath her. And I had stood outside the door of the secondary priest all night long. I was standing vigil, waiting for him to open the door so I could speak to him, but he was purposely avoiding me. And so, at least it seemed that way. And I kept asking, when is, such and such, with the main priest, when are they going to come? They were supposed to come. I was supposed to meet with them earlier, and she never showed up. And I ended up falling asleep, standing vigil, waiting to speak to them, because the case, or the hearing, was the next day. And so then, as I'm waking up, I realized that, I'm not in the same room. I'm missing jewelry. And so I go back into the room where I had fell asleep at night. I ended up finding my jewelry, but I felt it was really suspicious that it came out, because there's no way it could have actually come out with the type of earring that it was. It wasn't something that could just fall off. And so as I'm getting ready to leave, the main priest, the chief priest, this woman, she's just coming up the stairs, and I run into her and I speak to her, and she said, "Yes, we'll be there." And I'm like, okay, and I'm relieved. I'm so relieved, and so then I leave and I go and I get ready, and then I'm standing outside this building waiting for this hearing, and I'm waiting for them to show up. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, I got there early, but they didn't show up. And then I seen them coming to the building, but they were going a roundabout way as if to avoid me. They were going around the way to avoid me. And whoever I was with, they was like, "See, I told you they weren't going to support you, that they weren't going to back you." I'm like, no, there's no way. And at this moment, I see them, they're in their full, like, the Catholic, the full black, like, they're, dressed in their pastoral garb, right? And then whoever I was with, they ran and captured them, and then gave them a shot, some sort of injection, and then they went from looking like, the the priests of the church to crackheads almost, like they were, meth addicts, like they were really looking bad. And they follow us into the court or the building. So it wasn't like a courtroom. So it wasn't like a true court hearing, but it was some sort of legal hearing, like a mediation or adjudication. It was something to do with a legal matter, but it wasn't going before a judge. It's going before like a lower level sort of administrative hearing. And so we go into the room, and the two priests sit at one end of the table, and I sit at another end, and then across on the other side are the people that's, I guess, the mediators, are the ones who are judgment. And there's a few people sitting in chairs in the room, and there's also the woman who had already been judged for the same issue. She was also there as well, observing. And as it goes on to it, and I plead my case, and say, and I have witnesses, and then I say, well, the priests, they were there, they can bear witness, and they did not back me, they did not support me, even though I was telling the truth. They knew I was telling the truth. They blatantly lied and stood. They didn't lie on me. They just said they couldn't confirm, that they couldn't stand with me. They had no part in it, or they did not witness it, despite the fact that they had. Okay, so the gist of it is that, in the dream, there's this person there, fully involved in the church. They're very active in the church, and they're expecting the church to stand for them. They're expecting the church pastor or church elder, somebody higher up in the church or helps run the church. You're expecting them to back you, but they're not going to. They're not going to back you. And the Most High gave His word, and it is Luke chapter 16, verse 14. And the Pharisees also, who were covetous, heard all the things, and they denied Him. The Most High God says that this church group, this church home, these people that you're depending on to back you, to bear witness, they will deny you. They're going to deny you. So for whatever this case is, and it's, like I said, it's for whoever this is for. This is a legal matter. It's not going in front of a judge, but it's going through some other form of judgment, mediation, some sort of counsel, lawyers, whatever. The people from the church that you're calling to bear witness, to support you, that indeed bear witness to the event or to whatever happened, and know that you're innocent, they are not going to take a stand for you. They're not going to bear witness for you. They're going to play dumb. They're going to act like they don't know what's going on. They're going to act like they don't know what happened. They're going to say they didn't really see, or they weren't really paying attention. So whatever happened, even though they should be bearing witness for you, they will not. All right, so this is a warning for somebody that you are relying on the wrong people. The Most High God says you are relying on the wrong people. You're relying on these people. You're relying on the flesh when you need to be relying on Him. Because whoever this is in the church that you're expecting to have your back, they are not going to have it. Okay, so I pray that you seek the counsel of the Divine Most High, that the words spoken into your life may be signs and wonders for your confirmation. Selah.